Well, see, that's why you want to go over your home over and over when you're building and pretend like you're the visitor there and just kind of, it's like I've found a lot of places where they have, especially in spaceships for some reason, where they like put a lot of big pieces together and then block it off with other little pieces. And I don't know how many times I've gotten myself stuck in odd corners, or I slip through and get trapped somewhere else. Same way with mountains, when people put together a mountain or something, they have all those obsidian rocks and stuff. They'll piece it together like a jigsaw or like a cave, and there will be some gaps that they maybe overlook or something, and you fall through it, and then you're stuck. But I try to do that on my own plot. Just I walk it like with a fine-tooth comb as best I can to try and find all of those little quirky places, so that I can either block it off or make it more where they can easily back out. Not everybody does that, obviously, but I try to when I can. Okay, we're going to copy that little one over there, and we're going to bring it over here. Since it's already oriented this way, I'm just going to slap it on here first. As you can see, I'm still doing a lot of eyeballing. I'm not taking actual measurements or anything. Excuse me. Let's see. Nope, wrong one. Blue, blue, blue. Oh, see, that's what you get for clicking wrong. Keep doing that. Okay, so we want this one to hopefully nugs in right where, sort of, kind of, maybe. See if we can get this to work nicely. Looks like it might be a bit of an overlap there, so see if we can adjust that a bit. Or I may cover it up with some kind of a beam for the house. I don't know. We'll see. Either that or I just extend this out a little further than I had planned. Which is not a bad thing necessarily. Again, this is a little off here, so. I think I'll just have to come up with a way that I don't want it showing the floor here. It's just the way the light shines on that particular flooring. It's kind of ugly. Okay, so again, another narrow piece. Actually, that may have to, rethink that. This is kind of like beveled here, I think. The edge. Trying to get a good look. Yeah, it's beveled, so I may have to change that up. But go ahead and bring this in a bit. This in. Bit. That's the trouble with using different kinds of floors. Their beveling is different. Let's see. What's the height on this thing? Those are all the same height. Look right, doesn't it? I guess that'll work. Just have to ignore that little bit of a lippy that's going on for this particular area. I think it doesn't show up as bad here because these are bigger than the other pieces. And whereas these are smaller and it's showing a little bit more. Let's see, 504. Yeah, I just can't bring that up as I don't want that showing up there, so it'll just have to do. Okay, so that's gonna be the window, so we need this little part over here. First, I'll go ahead and build up this bit. Here. Then another copy, paste. Ugh. Copy. Paste. Yeah. The reason I'm not too worried about this little part extending out is because there's actually going to be a wall there. Because this is where the shower stall will be, and so there's actually going to be a wall extending. Not that big of an issue, just a slight annoyance that it didn't come out exactly how I wanted it, but okay. So do this again here. Sounds like we've got a family of birds like just hatched or something, because man, they're tripping up the swarm. Probably not getting picked up by the microphone, but they're loud to me. Okay, there's that. Now I need this here. So now I have to remember that I'm leaving a bit of a lip here. I'm going to do the same over here. So let's check the measurements. 95. I'm just having to guess here because I don't have anything over on that side to kind of match it to. And we'll copy, drag, and then hopefully this is square, okay? More floors. I don't know how many I'm going to be needing, but as we come down to the last part, counting closer. Oh, I feel like I've been sitting here already. Let's see. It's copy, I guess. Now, the only one that might cause an issue is here, because this is where the toilet is supposed to be, and I don't really need a wall there coming out, so this one may be the clincher. I don't want it to, if I even it up, and show a bit of floor there. I'm gonna have to probably put some kind of a beam there or something to just hide that. Okay, 1498. 1498. And this one is 24. And we need to probably, well, I'll leave it where it is for now. Pretty close to the edge, and I want it to be flush with the rest of it, so hopefully that'll work out okay. Okay, so to build these two up, this little corner here, copy, up, and we'll get the height right. 801. And we'll get the position that way, correct. All right. So again, up, 801, and this is the one below. Voila. One more time. offset is really annoying. Okay, there's that. Now we need to make the border for the window again. So we'll take one of the small ones here. Drag it over, turn it, and just kind of wear it in as best we can. We don't want any odd gaps there. And I usually square it in to the outside, because in the inside it'll probably get covered up with other things like the tub or the sink or whatever happens to go there. But the outside, there's not going to be anything really hiding it, so we want to get it nice and pretty looking. Okay, so some more floors. Let's see, probably going to need 1, 2, 5. About 9 more just for the window here. Piling them on like a floor sandwich. Oh, come on. Copy, you crazy thing. No. Now I'm going to check the distance I have it out here, so I can make sure to match up. 94. That's cool. And then there's no gappy. Okay. Oops. Is it in copy and paste like we intended? That can happen. Let's see. Looks about fine. Okay, and another on this side. And then one more in the middle. And since it's already kind of offset by 1, then I can just leave that be as far as positioning that way. Just kind of eyeball it, see if it's kind of even in the middle. Okay, so now we just need to repeat that for the top, and then we'll have this section of wall done. Not too bad so far, considering it's just been these 2 corners here that kind of gave me a little trouble. This may adjust a little bit as I get this wall here installed. For the time being, it doesn't look too bad, I hope. Okay, so we copy, paste. need to be at 94. It takes a long time for me to move it like 1.01 decimal there. Okay. Let me get this kind of square just good. That looks up. Let me check the height on that. I need to see what I moved. Okay. The middle one. 848. I'm just gonna see what these are set at. Figured they were gonna read different because the number. So okay, so these are at 846, where the others are at 848. That how big of a difference that is. And that looks too gappy up there. So let's bring that up to 848. Oop, oop, oop. There we go. And then that needs to move over. Yeah, there's a little quirkiness going on. Just gonna have to ignore it because too minor of a difference to really fuss over. I'm sure there are perfectionists out there that would drive them nuts. They'd have to go and adjust everything so that it's the same at both ends, but let's see, like these 704. Maybe it's there that it's. Seems like a pretty big difference. And I don't think that's right. It might be the way I've got it turned. You know, sometimes the numbers read a little funny. So we'll just go with it. Close enough that I'm not gonna cry over it. Someone's having some connection problems. Guildmate on, off, on, off. And it's not like they're changing alts either. It's the same character, so I know they're having some issues. Okay, did I have that right? No. 4. Okay, now see, this is off. Let me check this. 95. Four, 94. I don't know why that's. Maybe these should have been 96. Maybe that's what. Or 95. Ah, see, this isn't even square, right? That would be it. Okay. So we got, let's see which one's right. I think it's this one that's off, the top one. Yeah. Okay, that makes me. So that's at 95, 95. This one, the wrong amount. See what a little difference can do? It just kind of makes me go, it's a little better now. Okay, so that's at 94, 94. The drama. Oh, for crying out loud. Copy, paste. There we go. Oops. There we go. Now I need to make sure the height is the same. I think it was 48. Yes, it was. Okay. 2 more pieces for this wall. We're almost home. Four. Let's see. Got that at 101. It's the same. Oops. There we go. Okay, so that's this ends window. Okay, now we got, this should be a solid wall, so again we're going to do the double. It'll come out uneven, so we'll do the double big one. Double big one. That sounds like a burger. I think I'm hungry because I'm thinking about food. 4. So I know we need this. Go ahead and buy a few. Pop the 2 down here. Do the corner one first. Okay, close and personal here. We get it square and pretty. That looks pretty good. Top looks nice. Call it okay. Now we do that again. And again, on the outside, it appears that the narrow part is here. So we're going to try and do the same. That means this one needs to go in just a touch. Just up to, there we go. And then square it off here. Okay, so now looking at the plan, we have a solid wall, piece, door, piece, solid wall. Okay, so let me see how we're going to do this. If we're going to use 2 big pieces or 1 piece and a small one, I think it'll be like here, big one with 2 small ones. We'll go with that. 3 down here. And we'll just copy. Just square that up with here. No. Paste it, not delete it. Yeah, that'll work. It's essentially the same setup here, but instead of a window, it's going to be a door. So that'll work. Square this up. And the top one. Looks like looks like I'm hovering over the paste button, but the copy button lights up when I click. There we go. I stand in it. There we go. Okay, and now we need to do the same thing over here. So, we'll do the big piece first. So that's 3 pieces there. Piece over, and then I'm going to double check where it is here to make sure I can select the right thing. This one's at 92. Want that about the same, like so. Square there. Okay. And these are at 691, so we'll put that for these. Alrighty. Now this wall here. So it looks like we needed, make sure I count him correctly, 4, 7, 10 pieces. Two, 4. And there's that. Okay. Copy. Get over, and it should be the same as the others. 691. I'm going to double check and make sure that looks alright. Better angle here. Yeah, that looks like it. So we'll do the same. Copy, paste, over. And again. I think the most difficult part of this will actually be the roof. I'm still not sure how I'm going to do it. If I'm going to go with a peaked style roof, or if it's going to be a flat roof, or a curved roof. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I've seen many people tackle them in all shapes, but I don't know what will work best for this particular one. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then this is the small ones. Let's see. I really want another window here. Yeah. What the hey? We'll just put windows everywhere. Glass is cheap. Right? It doesn't look right. That floor is beveled different than the others, I think. Oh, the horses. Part of it is just size of the things is off, but I guess I don't have to. Nine. Okay, this one. I want it to show through on the outside. Just pop it. There we go. Okay, one more of those up above, and I think that'll be all for the exterior walls. There's still a few interior ones we need to add, but at least get the exterior ones complete. Let's see, 89. I'm gonna make sure I got the right height on that. Oh, that's pretty close. Pretty close. $89. Come on. And 48. I forgot that one needs to come out. That one's actually at 90s. There we go. Ta-da! We have exterior walls more or less complete. It's coming together slowly. So there you got a kind of an idea. You've got windows all around. Hope I didn't forget any. I'm just kind of looking. I think it's all okay. Now the porch area is going to be, I think I'm going to have like railing here, but I don't know if I want to use like the decking railing, or if I'm going to make my own kind of railing. I kind of like the way the walls here look, but then you got all this other garbage with them, so I'm gonna have to see about probably making my own. I guess it would need to be these panels here to kind of go with the rest of the wood look. So let's just experiment while we're here. Not panel. Throw some out here. And again, I don't want the railing to be like as big as these, because then my character is like hovering behind there. She'd have to jump to look over it, you know. I don't want it like that. So thank you, Zoom. I appreciate the follow. It's always nice to have somebody join in on the follow team, because it makes me feel like I'm doing something right, something a little entertaining. Anyway, so I'm probably going to go with this size for the railing, because again, it's kind of like with the window. I want it to where it feels natural for my character. I know for some of the larger size races, it'll feel like a kiddie railing, because they could probably just, you know, bend straight over it. But my alt is an Orin and this is an orange, so I'm using her as my guide as far as measuring goes. So we'll take, let's see, I think I have a small one here. I can grab. Copy. Where did it go? Nothing. Copy. Paste. There we go. Now, I want to do something different with this, so I don't want it to be. It can be a little higher, I guess. What I'm trying to convey here. Just put it right up against her so we can kind of. Because again, I want her head to be over the top. Oops. Something like so. Oh, for crying out loud. Look at everything but what I'm into. Maybe a little lower. But I'm thinking like having that gap or something on the bottom part, just to make it a little different. So, like maybe it starts off into the wall here. comes in a bit. So part of it is, let's see. I guess I need to go ahead and see about colors. I know this is going to be just exile. So I'm using exile for. Yeah, I agree, Samson. The copy paste, it used to, if I remember right, it used to copy exact where it was. I mean, it would be like it was like directly occupying the same space, but for whatever reason, there's an offset now, and that I find super annoying. But it's like with any other little thing like that, you just kind of learn to work around it. It's frustrating, it's time consuming, but you know, what else can you do but work with it as it is. Okay, so I want the pillar to be I don't know what you call it, equidistance from the edges there and here. I'm just gonna leave that first. Probably should be as high as this part, so I'm gonna have to take note of where I have it positioned. Well, let me just start over here. Oh my gosh. Let's see. 125 maybe? 30? That seems cool. If I have to, I can sink it a little bit, because really this part here won't be there. Something like so. And then bring that back out here. Okay, so copy this one. I want just 2, I want 3, probably 2 would be good. So I kind of want to put this in the middle of middle of here. Of course, I'm also thinking how it's going to look over here. Probably be best to have it. So let's see. Let's get this sorted. Because you wouldn't want to pull right in the middle of your stairway. It's probably over here. Is that going to be too wide though? I need to make that in half and then just make it double the pillars. Let's try to see. Maybe that'll be better size. Yeah, I think that will be a little better looking. We'll worry about below later. Just getting the top part squared away. Well, I figure when we were having problems with placement of objects over the bunkers and stuff, I think they did some tweaking And I think that tweaking kind of untweaked some other things. I don't know all of the back end stuff that goes on as far as how the coding works for this kind of stuff, but I'm sure it's very sensitive. So if they make one change someplace, it like throws everything else out of whack. And I'm pretty positive that the changes that have been done to the copy paste weren't actually intended, because the offset is just kind of, it just doesn't make any sense to have it there. Because, you know, when you're putting in a fence line, you don't want it offset all the way. You know, you want it straight across. You just want to have to drag it one direction. And with the offset, it just doesn't work that way. You have to keep adjusting back and forth and everything. It's just annoying. So I'm sure it's just a matter of something went wonky and they just haven't been able to either fix it, or the fix hasn't hit live yet. Okay, I'm going to throw a couple more pillars out here. Back them. Oh, not that. Copy. Oh, it's so cranky. Want to work for me. Okay, so I'm going to slide this one all the way to the end. And again, I'm going to try and get it kind of turned that way. I'm going to check the positioning here. The 19. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so let's get this one started. Same as the little one. Make sure it's in the right position. Okay. Yeah, I probably want three there. I need the one over here. So let's copy. Yeah. Well, it's like the glitches in some of the decor where you turn certain things. I noticed there was someone, I don't know if you know the new blue crystals that you can get off of the vendors. I think it's crystals. Okay, maybe it's not crystals on cards. What's blue? Blue. It is crystal. Maybe I spelled crystal wrong. Anyway, there's this one, but there's some of those other ones. Yeah, the formations. They're another item that comes in hollow. You can turn it upside down and it's empty. It looks like a little crystal empty bowl-like thing. And I've seen some people starting to use them in weird ways. And I just anticipate Carbine coming along and saying, okay, these are solid again, or they have collision where you didn't used to have collision, and it's gonna mess up a lot of people's ideas. That's why there was some discussion on the forum specifically to do with cancel that, with like the umbrella tree, asking Carbine not to mess with those because people have heavily incorporated them into their builds, and to change it now would just be rude. And yeah, that looks higher on that side, doesn't it? I check the height. Might just be a trick of my camera, but it looks, oh, it's the same. I don't know, it just looks higher there. I'm sure it's something to do with my camera angle, but it just, okay. So now we need to copy, paste, and drag that one. That way it's kind of even and looking all around. I'm sure it's not exact, but let's see, what is that one? 33. What would be better if I could get this to kind of even up? I wonder if it would hurt if I pull these in, so that they're more flush with me. I think that looks better. So I need to figure out where it's positioned. 11. And this one's at 8. That's a little better. It's not perfect, but it's. I'm not gonna fuss. Yeah, there's quite a bit of discussion on the forums about that and other things to do with housing, but for the most part, I don't usually pipe in on those discussions because I don't know, I don't have anything new to add than to what everybody's already been talking about. Let's see. I don't want to put like a whole shebang roll of those there, so let's just right at the seam of the little one here. I can get a good spot of where that is. Maybe I should look at it from here. Oh, well, missed the stairs like big time there. Yeah, something like that. And then another one here. That's a good one. That way the porch isn't like all covered with pillars, just on the ends here. And it's mostly to just support where the stairs are and then have that mirrored on the other side. Oh, I guess I needed another one. Let me remedy that. Pillar. And again, the idea will eventually be to extend these down below, but I like these sizes better. The other ones felt too big and clunky. That'll work. Something like that. Now to these little railing bits in between that. since I can sink this in, I'm just kind of getting the divider line kind of even. I'm going to be exact, but you know, I'm going to tweak it. So it looks purposeful, like I meant it that way. Okay, and then I'll probably go ahead and move this be inside or there, just a touch. So let's see. 26. It's going to be a little off on one or the other sides. I think I prefer it to be more even on the exterior than the other way around. Because I can always put something here in front of it to cover it up. Maybe a plant or a chair or something. Okay, so to start fitting this around the porch, maybe get the copy to work. Like it forgets how to do it every now and then. Always that little offset. Don't know about how much we put down as far as decor count goes. Can't go by it completely because of course I have the layout down below that I've got still sitting up there. But so far we're at 186, which really isn't too bad considering we've almost built a house from scratch here, at least the main rough structure. Like I said, we still got some interior walls to add. But that will come. I think we're still doing very good as far as decor count goes. Move that a little. Cooperate with me here. I need 26. There we go. One more for this side. Just when you thought we were done with exile floors, I found another reason to use them. On the interior, I'm going to try and use other types of floors like I've done with here, just to kind of break up the monotony. I don't want everything being exile floors. Just seemed fitting to keep this on the porch area. Porch furniture, no, I don't want it to look like that, but the structure itself, it made sense to keep it. Okay, so yeah, something like that. That way, when you're on the porch, and it's going to have a roof over it as well. So, covered porch. But it's got some openness. And, you know, it looks a little different. Something like that. Okay, now for this side, all I have to have is the two little parts. Oops. since we still want people to be able to walk on to the porch through the stairs. Don't want to cover that gap up. So I'm needing to get the spacing here right, so I've got it kind of. You look at the pillars just on the inside of the pillars, so I need to do that on this. On the inside. A little bit of a gap there, which I think that'll work. So that means we need 3 more pieces for this end here. Preview window is nice, but when you don't want to be looking at it and you want some extra room where you're working, that's good to close. Okay, so we're at $7.46. So copy. Ooh, it worked. So $7.46. And then again, we want that midline to be kind of good, but I can't sink it into the wall there. I'm gonna have to change this. Not a whole lot. Make sure this one's not sticking through. We're good. Okay, so again on this side. Six. And again, I know the divider line isn't as visible for whatever reason as much on this side, but I'm going to try and do that. Okay, so now we just have this 3 sections out here. Okay, so we're going to get this to get the height right. And we'll turn it. And then again, we're going to be, whoops, just went right off of that. I was so excited about putting in this panels. Again, we just want it kind of just on the inside of the pillar. Oh, for crying out loud, just falling right off everything. Oh, excuse me, my sinuses are acting up today. Just before I come online, it was like sneeze, 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 and my head filled up. And I guess now it's starting to come back again. Okay, I don't know how many I'm going to need here, so I'm just going to grab that roll. Okay, that's a pretty good pile. I'll probably use that and more, but we'll see how far we get before we need to buy some more. If you hear any like loud noises, it's trucks going by, I guess it's harvest time for the farmers around the area, so we're getting a lot of traffic in that way. Let me double check that. positioning here. Roll 69. Anyway, they've been doing a lot of back and forth all morning with the trucks, I guess, loading and unloading whatever they're picking up. Yeah, see the shadowing here where it looks a little like it's got a pattern? That's to do with my shadow setting, dynamic shadows or whatever. It's not the game itself, it's just my my settings that I use. I have most of it on low or medium, so kind of wigs it out. If I set it on high, then everything would be kind of slow and laggy. So yeah, you're getting kind of a dumbed down version of. I have everything kind of set up to handle things a little smoother for my crappy computer. As many times as I hear that music, I don't seem to ever get tired of it. Even my husband was commenting that he really likes the music. Because he does like I do in like WoW and stuff, we tend to mute it or turn it really low. Now I turn mine down when raiding or something because I want to be concentrating on the raid leader and the discussion going on in TeamSpeak, but I often tend to just mute it even while I'm questing in WoW because the music is good there too, but I don't know, maybe it's just because this is new music and I haven't heard it for, well, I think I've been playing WoW for like 8 or so years, so maybe I'm just in the mood for something different, but I haven't gotten sick of this WildStar's music, so going and going and going. I may eventually change the track once I decide how this is going to feel, if it's going to be kind of a moody feel or just, I don't know. We'll see. Use 6 panels there. I don't think it's going to be the same for the middle, but hopefully it works out just right on that side. I think it'll only be maybe 5 here. Let's see, 69. I had it and then I lost it. Where did it go? Come on. Oh, it was so close. Frustrating is that. There we go. I don't know why, but sometimes it's the angle of your camera, how you're looking at the arrows and the way you're pushing and pulling on them. Sometimes your camera angle helps to get those little precise little tick tick. Especially if you're having trouble with it accepting your little inputs. For whatever reason, since I'm working around the bunker house, it just does not want to work properly. Now they say that they've fixed all of the quirks for the bunker house, but I'm fairly confident they didn't catch all of them, or they fixed the ones that they did have and now it's created new ones. It still acts weird. Okay, Yeah, I think I'm going to be able to get 5. Did I copy that one? Man, I can't remember. There we go. Yeah. I'm hearing the mopeds from the school kids. School's letting out early today because I think this is technically the last day of class for like the lesson part. Starting tomorrow, it's going to be exam time for about a week. I think it's from this Wednesday to next Wednesday. And then the end of next week, they have their little proclamation or whatever they call it, where they tell you, yes, you passed, or no, you failed, or whatever. Kind of like the shaming and naming kind of thing. But yeah, so my son should be coming in soon. Okay, so I'm gonna do like this on the outside again, where it's kind of centered that way, and then, excuse me, I'm gonna have to, pardon me for a minute. Not the prettiest thing to do on stream, but I feel like I gotta sneeze really bad, and it's making things kind of go bad. Bringing tears to my eyes. I'm gonna cry. But anyway, okay, so that's that wall. We got 6 more pieces to put in, and man, is it starting to get dark on this plot. I'm gonna go blind trying to. Guess I'll have to start installing a few lights so I have some light to work by. That's another thing I'd love, is to be able to toggle if you want day only or night only, or if you actually do want the cycled day-night. For me, I would tend to prefer just daylight only. Simply because when it's daylight, then you don't miss a lot of the details. So many plots, they go for the yeah, Samson, you gotta do what you gotta do. Well, it's not something I wanted to do, I had to do it. Anyway, so many plots I come across, either they have a spooky theme, or they just like the dark setting, the lighting. And that's all well and good, but there is so much that you cannot see. And I would hate to have to like turn up the settings on my screen just so that I can brighten it up so that I can see it, because I mean that defeats the purpose of having a dark plot. But I don't know, I prefer to work in a lighter plot when possible. I say that, and probably my next project will be something dark and moody, but typically I prefer to work and leave it where it's light. It's like my homage to Rapunzel's tower. That one was a pain in the rear, because not only did I have to contend with the nighttime cycle that would come through every now and then and make it hard to see a lot of the detail of the tower and the flowers and the secret entrance that you could get into it and everything. But I kept my lighting low tech. It was all just a couple of lanterns and some candles and stuff, and that stuff just doesn't give off really strong light like the pool table light and stuff does. And my decor count was pretty tight anyway, so I couldn't really include as many as I would have loved to. So it was just, I don't know, it was disappointing in that way. I would have loved to have added more things to it. Yeah, I agree that the darker plots do have good use of like mood lighting. and being able to draw attention to one specific area or an item or something. It's good for like lighting pathways, especially in a dark plot where there's a lot of foliage and stuff. You might not see the path readily, but if you've got little lanterns or lamps lighting the way, or candles even, it really adds to the drama of the look. There's stark contrast between the shadowed area and the lit up areas. But in general, it's harder to see a lot of the details. Because, I'll find myself, my nose is almost pressed up to the screen because I'm trying to really, look, well, what did they use there? Is that a cabinet? They'll have some really nice custom built stuff, but you just don't get the full impact of it because it's hidden in shadow. I'll have to find me some good, interesting, dark places and try to showcase them. I've kind of avoided most of them because just simply for the fact that, at least on my screen, it looks like you can't see anything. And I don't want people to go, well, that was crappy because I couldn't see anything in your video because it's so dark. But we'll just have to see. I come up one short. Miscounted. Not bad for guessing how many I might need though. Being one off. Okay, so one more. And not exactly square, but it's close enough. We'll call it good. There we go. So there's kind of the rough outline of how it's gonna go. At the porch entrance, and you have the double doors here, and then this will be where the kitchen is, bedroom, and the bathroom. Bedroom's like just big, huge. Not meant for, like I said, it's not to entertain guests or anything. It's just a personal, private home. Secluded and for solitaire. Yes, there may be people that come and take a look, but there'll be trespassing. There will be fines. Currently, though, my plot's, I think it's set to roommates only at the moment. Once I'm done with it, I'll open it up. People come. Okay, I think we're going to stop here for today. We got quite a bit done, I think. Actually taking some shape now. And hopefully we don't run into any big major bumps. The main thing that's kind of a little wonky at the moment is these corners here. This one here and this one. I know this one's going to be remedied because there's going to be a wall here. Comes in because I think this will be where the shower is. But this, I think, is where the toilet is, and the way I'm going to set it up there, I think there's a divider here somewhere, but there won't be anything here, so I'm going to have to come up with some excuse to cover that up. Maybe put in some extra pillars in the house itself. I don't know. We shall see. But I think the general outline is sorted. Tomorrow, of course, we will not be working on this plot. We will be doing, well, I say that, I might at the end, but the majority of the show tomorrow, which is at 1 p.m. CET, that will be dedicated to house tours. And this week is Exile's turn, since I've started alternating between the two factions. So we'll be doing, I've got, tentatively, I'm planning to visit, it's on my list here, I've got like 19 pages. Yeah, we're going to be visiting Dynagorn Firefly's house. He's got a bar kind of thing. Um, his is going to be doing like an official grand opening in a couple weeks. I think it's on the 24th or so. So I thought, well, I'll give a sneak peek and kind of give him some freebie advertising. Told him I don't know if very many people watch, but for those that do, I'll give him a heads up that he's going to be doing a grand opening there. And he's planning on doing like some weekly role play there, playing as the bartender every Wednesday evening, so that'll be something fun. It's a really cool plot. He originally started out doing like spaceships, and he went through, I think I lost count of how many times he would like get so far in the build and then he'd scrap it all and start over and scrap it all and start over. And he did that kind of with this one. He did a few major changes to it, and then finally he settled on a look, and so it's been going okay. But we'll definitely be trying to go to his place, you know, barring any kind of weird, funky visitor errors that I might get. And then we're going to, again, attempt to visit Rose's little house. I tried to visit her a couple weeks ago when I was doing the exile visits, and I got that player does not exist error. And that's a temporary error, but when it hits, it could take a day or more to fix it. So I didn't get an opportunity to visit her place like I'd intended, but so I will try to remedy that tomorrow. In addition to that, Serona Severian, her plot, or his plot, their plot, closed up for a couple weeks. The last week, not last week, but the week before when I did the last time with the Exiles, we toured their plot. It was the one that I had mentioned that was going to go bye-bye. It was the one that had it's like a hidden Elden Valley. It had like a pile of exonite honeycomb blocks piled up in the middle, and you had different little nooks and crannies that you could go in and find different kinds of, and it was like all kinds of, I mean, they had Elden plugs and different kinds of effects, and then when you went inside, it was another whole little Elden setup. Anyway, they wiped that plot clear a few weeks ago, and they've been busily rebuilding. And in fact, they just reopened yesterday to the public. So I'm going to be showcasing their home again, because again, like I said, it's completely rebuilt. It's a fantastic build. They've taken some ideas they've seen other people use, especially like with water effects, and just went whole hog crazy with it. So we will be taking a look there. Again, fingers crossed that everything, all the visitor stuff doesn't give me any errors. I will have a few others lined up just in case, but those are the three that I'm specifically aiming for tomorrow. So if you want to join in on that, be sure and drop by at 1 p.m. CET time. Pardon me. And feel free to join in. If you happen to be on Exile side, on Jabbit, you're welcome to come in game and follow me around as I tour the place if you want. I will again try to mention the names so that the people that are actually in the chat or whatever can know which one I'm going to next. I used to not do that, but I'm trying to improve on how I'm setting it up so that, you know, as I get more followers and more people that are actually watching live, then they can kind of follow along with me if they have the opportunity to do so. And then if it ends up that we have a little extra time and I've got some free time, then I'll be sure and head back here and we'll do a little more work on this particular project. Probably next week on the Wednesday show, we will be doing the Exile tours, but I will probably also add in a quick little tour of the custom decor custom built decor challenge entries that my guild will have, because our deadline is, when is that? Our deadline for entries is the 22nd, which will be next Monday. So voting will start that week. So Wednesday, when I have the show, even though we're going to be doing Dominion tours, I'll come back onto Exile site and I'll do a quick little tour. It won't be of their full plots, so you might see some nifty looking plots, but we're not going to be doing a tour of that. We're just going to be touring the specific little creations that they did for the Guild Challenge. And again, this month's theme is aquatic animals and plants. So they've come up with some really nifty looking creatures. They always astound me what they can come up with, and I think you will really enjoy taking a peek at that. I probably will be posting screenshots and probably a little quickie video on the official forums as well. That may be before I do the tour live, but I just like getting the word out. I'm gonna like spam it all over. I'll probably tweet it even, just to kind of get everybody's attention, like, look what they made, because it's amazing. And so yeah, so that's two big things that I hope folks will want to join in and comment on, or go wow and be inspired by what they make. So that's tomorrow for the Exile tours, and then next week for the Dominion tours and the CBDC showcases. So until then, I'm going to leave you guys today. I hope you have a good day. For those that are having their final day of class, I assume it's most of Belgium. I'm not sure if it's all of them, but enjoy your study time, do good in your classes, and hopefully you all pass with flying colors. In the meantime, have fun. Good luck with your projects that you're building on your own, and I'll be here tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.